Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where hopefully during an introduction I'm intending to learn to play and to actually play Waltzing Matilda, and that is to just say a massive congratulations to two viewers down there in Sydney, Australia, who have had a little baby girl yesterday, Matilda. So Paula and Andrew, who've both watched, I think, since the pandemic, and still put your kids to bed and then settle down to watch a video. Massive congratulations. I was delighted with that news. And, well, I hope my guitar playing will be up to snuff. Anyway, that's some lovely news to start the video, but that's not what the video is mainly about. I'm going to attempt this incredible looking thing, which is called Rank Up 20 MG 12.3 Fill Rank Omino. So that really trips off the tongue. It's by mathguy_12, and we've had a load of recommendations. I think this is a brand new puzzle, but overnight I remember one particular email from Calvin Ball saying this is an absolute banger of a puzzle. It's got a weird rule set. It looks I think there is some Sudoku to do, but only in the middle of the grid. And the rest of the grid is going to operate a bit like a fillomino puzzle. So it sounds fascinating. And weirdly, oh, yeah, I was going to show you as well. I found it on Logic Masters. And if we go, I don't know if those comments, can you see? Yeah, you can see the comments, hopefully. Oh, so they basically say, although this is a 4-star puzzle, several people have solved it really quickly. So presumably if you find a trick, you will be able to get through it relatively easily. But, well, that's if we find the trick. If I don't find the trick, it might be more difficult indeed. But anyway, I'm looking forward to having a go at it. Mathguy_12 is a brilliant setter, one of the very few Sudoku setters who was featured in a Numberphile video. I remember doing... going through the ideas in Mathguy_12's very first puzzle with Brady Harron, and then that did become a Numberphile video. I'll try and remember to find a link to that actually, because it's still one of the great thrills of my life to appear in the Numberphile videos that I've done with Brady. What else can I tell you about, though, before we kick off? Well, I mentioned there's a crossword video. Crossword is second edition of Cracking the Cryptic because there's a crossword video earlier on. Lovely puzzle today by John Halpin, and not as terribly difficult as sometimes. So if you are new to your cryptic crossword solving and you want to learn some of the tricks of the trade, you might enjoy that video. It's up there now. Also, over on Patreon, we have got our Sudoku hunt. This is our brand new competition for the month of February. And you can see this is the state of play as of yesterday. 19 puzzles in this Sudoku hunt from the Skunk Works. And we'd had 1,328 solves of the first one and 59 solves of all of them. So let us reload 1328 and 59. So we've got, nearly 1,400 solves of the first one now, and 77 solves. So it's providing quite a stern test, isn't it? Those back-end puzzles. It looks like Double Dutch is proving quite tricky, doesn't it? Because we've got 117 solves of Lake's puzzle. But then Matt E. Drake's puzzle is proving a challenge. Oh yeah, and the YKK puzzle, that's quite difficult as well. The full deck and missing a few cards one. So it's as it should be, isn't it? It starts off quite gently and then it whittles down the field. So anyway, do get involved. There's still loads of time left, still 2 weeks before that competition closes. It's over on Patreon. right now. Oh, I just pressed a button. I think I just altered the size of the screen. That's probably no, it's still okay. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm not used to this new recording setup. Anyway, let's do other birthdays. Besides Matilda's actual birthday, let me look at my list here. Andrew, you've turned 29 today. I know this because your wife, Katie, wrote in. I think the two of you watched together, if I remember rightly. So, Andrew, many happy returns. I hope the chocolate cake is splendid. Carrie, you've turned the big 50 today from Pennsylvania. I was there last year. Wonderful place. And but I think you're planning on being in the UK today, if I'm not mistaken, to celebrate. And you've been watching since pre-COVID. So one of the very early adopters of this wonderful hobby. And you think you've become an expert solver in your sleep from listening to the videos while you go to sleep, presumably. And you're planning to seek out the best chocolate cake you can find today. The one I really like, which is sort of generally available, there's a place called the Hummingbird Bakery that, if I'm very lucky and I happen to see Mark in and around my birthday, he sometimes gets me a chocolate cake from there, and that's very nice. I recommend it. Anyway, next, Doug, you turned 36 yesterday, didn't you? I had an email from your girlfriend Christine, but Christine's email arrived at 3:08 yesterday afternoon. Now, if you want to be included in the birthdays and you're sending a last-minute request, it's best not to send it quite that late, because I do try and record a little bit earlier than that in case I have a problem. Today, it's just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. But I'm only recording this so late because I had to record the crossword video earlier. So anyway, Doug, I'm sorry I'm a bit late with this message. Christine, this is lovely. Christine says she hopes to get to fall asleep to my voice. I think that's my Simon voice for many, many years to come. So Doug, I think that's really cute, and I hope you have a great birthday today. Nick, it's your birthday today. You're 31 today. I know this because your wife Ariel wrote to me. And told me that you watch every day, and you sometimes then use previous videos to fall asleep to. It's a weird thing, this sort of ASMR quality that these videos have. I mentioned it yesterday. It's quite incredible. Neither Mark nor I would have realised it. But anyway, Nick, I hope you have a great birthday, obviously, and I hope the chocolate cake is fantastic. And then finally, Yazir, you've turned 23 today, and you've been watching for over 3 years too. So we've got some long watchers of the channel, and you're excited about the new Minute Cryptic in a Minute videos. I've just recorded a new one of those, which will go live tomorrow. Yeah, so we are trying to do now a daily Minute Cryptic in a Minute to go with Mark's Wordle in a Minute videos. So if you do want to, it's another way to hopefully help you with your cryptic crossword solving. And you're having a Bumblebee themed party today, but no cake. Well, I hope the Bumblebee is that a superhero? Was there a superhero called Bumblebee? No, that's a Transformers character, isn't it? I don't know. I'm useless. Anyway, is it? Many happy returns. I think that's all the news. Right. Let's read the rules to this rather unusual puzzle by mathguy_12. Let's read the rules together. We have got, well, it starts off, it says numbers may not repeat within cages. So there are cages in the grid and we can't repeat numbers in them. Within the inner 5x5, so that's this thing. Let's give it a quick highlight. It's a Latin square, so that means we've got to place the digits 1 to 5 in this grid, and we can't repeat digits in rows or columns. Oh, this is full rank. Okay, yeah, so then we've got full rank going on. So the digits in the rows and columns read in both directions make a total of 20 numbers of 5 digits. So let's say that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this row is from, if we read it from west to east, it's the number 12,345. And if we read it from east to west, it's the number 54,321. And so the whole grid, there'll be numbers in all the columns as well, read from above and below. That's going to give 20 different numbers. Right, and then these things outside the grid, it says orthogonally adjacent cells outside the grid contain a number equal to the rank of the indicated 5-digit number according to its position, where 1 goes to the smallest number. Oh, yeah. So if we did have this, then this digit would be a 1, I think. Because that is, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the smallest number you can possibly create if you can't repeat a number from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You couldn't arrange the numbers in any order that would get a lower number than that. So this would be the lowest rank number, so it would have a 1 outside the grid. Now the corollary of that is from this side, you can't create a number bigger than 54,321. So this would be the biggest number. And I'm just wondering how we're going to do this, because I know I can't write double-digit numbers in these cells. So we'd have to do we could do this maybe. So this would be rank 20. Yeah. There are no ties in ranks. Okay, so say you can't have, say, if this number and, actually that's not going to work, is it? Well, if that number and, I don't know, that number happened to be the same number, that's impossible. It's probably possible in normal full rank, but it's not possible in this puzzle. Oh, right, and there's still quite a few rules. So then it says, so basically there's an inner 5 by 5 that we're doing full rank with, and we're putting the ranks in these cells. But then, within the rest of the 15 by 17 grid, that must be the size of this thing, fillomino, we're going to divide the grid into orthogonally connected regions. Yes, okay, this is nomenclature I don't approve of. I think when it says that, it means regions of orthogonally connected cells. So in other words, that could be a region. But that is not a region, because this cell is not orthogonally connected to this one. And I know from the rules of fillomino, we're only going to be looking at actual regions of orthogonally connected cells. Divide the grid into orthogonally connected regions. Fill each cell with a number that is the size of the region. Use the ones digit for answer check. Ah, right. So do you remember when I said that was a 20? So there's going to be a region. If that was a 20, there'll be a region of size 20 that would come out from there of orthogonally connected cells. Probably not. No, that's not big enough. But anyway, let's say that was of size 20. Rather than fill that with 2, 0 like that to indicate that it was a region of size 20, I think what we're being told to do is to just put the units digit in. So you'd actually fill that with 0 to indicate. Well, at least to make the answer check work. And then regions of the same size cannot share an edge. So say this was a 3 region, and these two were part of a 3 region. You'd know this cell couldn't be a 3, because that would connect orthogonally to size 3 regions, and in fillomino that's not allowed. And they are all the rules. And that's it. That's all we've got to do. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So there are some secrets I know about full rank puzzles, but I just want to check first the maths of this situation, because there's got to be... Well, hang on. Let's think about this. So we have got, it said 15 by 17, didn't it? So 15 times 17 is 170 plus 5 lots of 17, which is 85, which is 255. Right, let's write that down. 255 is the total number of cells in the puzzle. But we're not playing fillomino with all of those cells, because we're not playing fillomino with the middle grid, which is 5 by 5, so that's 25. So we've got 230 of fillomino digits. But we know, don't we, that we're going to be populating these cells with the rank digits. Now the ranks are 1, 2, so there's one of these will be a 1, one will be a 2, one will be a 3, one will be a 4, etc., all the way up to 20. So if we knew, which I don't, the triangular number for 20, we would know how much of this wider grid was definitely going to be attributed to regions that were spreading from this central part of the, from these cells. So what we need to know is 20 plus 19 plus 18, etc., etc. Now that is an even number. So what we're doing, so the way I know there's an equation, I never know what it is, but what we're doing, if you think about the numbers 1 to 20, if you laid them out, if you took the lowest number and the highest number, that's a 1 and a 20, and they add to 21. Now take the next most inner numbers, you've got a 19 and a 2, and they add to 21. And then you've got an 18 and a 3, and they add to 21, and then a 17 and a 4, and they add to 21. So what you've got is a whole load of 21s. And I think, I'm just thinking about the triangular number for 6 being 21. So what I do is I just halve the 20, which is 10, and times it by 21. So 210. 210, I think, is the triangular number for 20. And what did I say? The total's 230. Is it 230? It was 255 minus 20. 230. Ah, okay. So what I thought was going to happen has not happened. So I thought what was going to happen is that we were going to find the triangular number for 20, which I think is 210. And we were going to discover it was going to fill the whole grid. But it actually doesn't. I think there's 20 cells of there's 20 cells which belong to fillomino regions, which are not going to emanate from these purple ones. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well that 10 is one of them. And don't tell me that 9's the other, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's weird. Because that means that 9 has to get to the... Right, there's all sorts of things just fluttering around in my head now. Let me try and explain. So, what we've worked out is we've got 20 of fillomino regions that are not emanating from the numbers 1 to 20 that live around this 5 by 5. Now this 10, there's going to be a 10 somewhere in the purples, and that's going to be a region of size 10, but that 10 doesn't join to that 10 because it can't. It won't quite reach 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't reach. You can't reach a purple cell from here. So 10 of our 20 is made up from this thing. Now this 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that 9 gets nowhere near. So that 9 also is part of the 20 cells. So we've now got 19 of the 20 cells that don't emanate from regions coming out from the purple accounted for. So there is a 1 somewhere in this grid. Unless I've done my maths wrong. there is a 1-cell region that's going to look like that somewhere that doesn't belong either to the purple or to the 10 or the 9. And then the whole grid will be filled. But hang on. Yeah, and the other point I was just going to make is that clearly that 9 and that 9 are not in the same region. But there can't be 9 cells. There's only one cell somewhere that's not connected to the purple. So this has to connect to the purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, no, it can get there quite easily. It could be either of those two or those two. One of those digits that I'm sort of flashing on, one of those is a 9, I believe. Ah, no. Hang on. Hang on. I haven't even got to my secrets. I was still gung-ho. I was going to start off with secrets of full rank, but I don't need to. This is working quite well. Hang on, because this 6 has to get to the grid. It has to get to purple. It's not equal to the number 1. So it definitely ties orthogonally in an orthogonal region to the 6 that lives in one of the purples. Well, but it's 6 cells away, so that's a region. We should not colour it purple, should we? That is a region of size 6. Right, I know what I'm doing now. I should go and delineate that, because I get pleasure from doing that. Now, if I go round the grid, is it going to thicken the boundary or not? But I don't know, but I should do it. There we go. I mean, the 4 also is going to have to, one of those has to be a 4 in the purple, because the 4 has to hit the grid, the 3 has to hit the grid, so one of those is a 3. Can we let's just spend a moment refreshing our memories about how full rank works, because I think I must be able to get this digit now. The whole key to understanding full rank is remembering that there must be a number 1. We're going to have to, because we're sort of doing Sudoku in the inner 5x5, there's going to be a 1 in this row somewhere. And there's going to be a 1 in this column somewhere, and there's going to be a 1 in this row somewhere, and there's going to be a 1 in that row somewhere. And obviously, I mean, if this was a 1, for example, that 1 must be one of the 4 lowest numbers by rank. Because the numbers that begin with 1, and there will be 4 of them, even if you put 1 in the corner, then there's going to be this number going down here and this number going across there. And there'll be, that's all the ones for there. There'll be a 1 in this row and a 1 in those cells as well, that will also give rise to 1 numbers. So the point is that the number 1 is associated with the 4 lowest numbers wherever it goes in this perimeter. The number 2 will be associated with the next 4 lowest numbers, so numbers 5 through 8. Then the number 3 will be 9 through 12. The number 4 will be 13 through 16. And the number 5 will be 17, 18, 19, and 20. So, if we know for sure any purple number, we are going to be able to write into the grid the digit that starts that number. So this is rank 6. Well, we know ranks 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to have a 1 in this position, and ranks 5, 6, 7, and 8 have a 2 in that position. So that is a 2. Yeah, and there's a 1 here, isn't there? This is a brilliant puzzle, actually. I love this because solving it sort of solves itself. It's not. It's just lovely, isn't it? It's just lovely. 4 has to attach to a purple cell, so it could do that, or it could do that, or it could do that, but it has to do something. That means one of these is the number 4. And 4 is one of the 4 lowest ranks, so this has to be a 1. And actually, one of those digits is well, one of them is a 4, but the other one is even lower than 4. Because imagine this was a 4. Then this number is the 4th lowest number. But then this number is going to also start with a 1, so it's meant to be one of the 4 lowest numbers, but it couldn't be 4. So this would be a 1, 2, or a 3. I want to do Sudoku with that, but you can't. But we know that both of these numbers are really tiny now. Yeah, okay. But we do the same with this, do we? So this 3, we know this 3 is attached to a purple because it's not this 10, it's not this 9, and it's not the single cell that lives somewhere in the grid. So it connects to purple, so it connects to that cell or that cell, which means that this is a 1 by the same logic, which means these cells are also tiny. Neither of these can be a 4 because we know the 4 attaches over here, and neither of these can be a 3 because we know the 3 attaches down here. That can't be a 1 because it's in a cage. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's it. Look, the cage rule now comes into its own. I've got a 1, 2 pair here, so this is a 4. I love this. This is just beautiful. Now, another point. The 4, this is huge. This is a huge point. The 4th lowest number. So there's 3 lower numbers than this number, which is the 4th ranked digit. But the 4th rank, the biggest of the 1 numbers, let's put it like that, the biggest of the numbers that start with 1 is this number coming south, and it is a 1, 2 number. So all of the other numbers that have a rank 1, have a rank 2, and have a rank 3 have to be smaller than a 1, 2 number, 1, 2x. So they all have to start with 1, 2. And now this one is in a cage with a 1 and a 2, so that's a 3. So I don't know what that does, but that feels incredibly important, doesn't it? So hang on, let's think this through. Oh goodness, right. I see. Well, there's lots of things I think we can do here, but one thing is that 4 has to connect to that 4. So that's a totally new region we've discovered. Well, not a new region, but it's a region. That's completely finished, and we should fill it with 4s to make ourselves feel like we're making progress with the puzzle. Now let's make those the same color as well, not purple though. Let's make them grey or something, and we can sort of delineate. We know that it's either this one or this one that will complete the 3. So maybe we'll put a corner mark in one of those cells. Now, so I know this number is lower than that number. So, okay, so I know this isn't very high. Let's just, I'm actually going to pencil mark this. I'm not totally wedded to this, but I can certainly see this digit can't be a 5. Because I know that this is one of the 2 lowest numbers in the whole puzzle. And if this was a 5, this would not be a 5. And this is meant to be higher. Definitely, it's a 3. So even if that's whether that's 1 or 2, this number's meant to be higher. So that can't be a 5. And I think by the same token, that can't be a 3. Because if this was a 3, that would be higher, and yet it's meant to have a lower rank. Yeah, we'll play the same game with the 4 rank against this rank. This can't be a 3. That can't be a 5. Bobbins. Okay, that didn't quite work, did it? Do we know those are different? Is that the point? If they were the same. Yeah, there's no tied ranks. That's it. Right. These two numbers have to be different. Because imagine they weren't. Imagine they were both 4. These are shared. This number is shared. It's the final number for this number, and it's the final number for this number. So if these are the same, this is the same, and these are going to be the same, and that number will be the same. So this is beautiful. This is beautiful because now these have to be different, and they both see this cell by Sudoku. So that's a 3 and that. Oh, that I should really sing for that. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That's certainly. I don't know whether we're meant to colour these actually. Oh, we know the order. Yeah. No, we don't. Oh, no, we do. I do know the order. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Hang on. Now I'm questioning whether I've lost my marbles. Yeah, I think it is right. These definitely have different ranks, so these have to be different. Neither could be a 3 because that would upset the apple cart regarding the 1s and 2 rank digits. So this is a 4-5 pair, making this a 3, but now this is the higher rank. So this must be 5 and that must be 4. So we've actually got this figure. This is now a 3 by Sudoku. Yeah, this is, and now we do it in the other way round. This is very clever, actually, because look now, these two are different ranks. So this number, which begins 1, 2, 3, is different from this number. Now, if this was a 3, this number and this number would be the same because they share the final digit. So that's got to be a 4. This is a 3-4 pair, putting 5 in the corner. This is a 4. This is a 3, and now we can resolve this. So 1, 4, 2 is bigger than 1, 2. Oh, this is a minimum. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number, so that must be 1. This must be 2. And well, I don't know if we can do more than that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. This is 1, 2, yeah, that is bigger. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. And that's 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. So the ordering is correct. And this digit is a 4 by Sudoku. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. It could be a 1. I didn't see that. But I don't know. We might be able to do better with this. Yeah, because we know some of the rankings now, don't we? Actually, maybe we've got to go to the fillomino. I'm not sure, but the point is that this 2 and this 2 share this digit. So from a fillomino perspective, well, I mean, this is a 2 number, so this has to be 5, 7, or 8. It's not 6. We know that one's 6. So every 2 number is 5, 7, or 8. So, yeah, I think this might have to be 5. Unless these numbers are the same. If they're the same, that logic doesn't, what I've just said is wrong. Yeah, this digit by Sudoku is 1 or 4. So, if this was a 4, this would have to be bigger than 4. Because it couldn't be 4. And there aren't two numbers lower than 6 in the 2 panoply. So this would have to be 5. I'm not sure then. Well, okay, here's a different question. Where is 2 in the middle row? The 2 can't go there, the 2 can't go there by Sudoku, so that is a 2. Right, so this is a 1-3 pair. This is a 1-5 pair. And this is a... Oh, sorry, look, it's Sudoku. Why couldn't I see that? I'm so useless. There's loads of 4s in the grid. That's a 4 by Sudoku. That's going to be really powerful. Because, yeah, this is really important. Because this is a 4 by Sudoku, which means that the 6th lowest number begins 2-4 something. And we've got 2 numbers here. Now, imagine that this was lower than 4. If it was 3, for example, I think it could be 3 from a Sudoku perspective. Then both of these ranks would be lower than the 6, yet they start with 2. And there is only one digit that's lower than 6 that starts with 2. And that's the number 5. So this has to be higher. And there's only one digit available. So that's 5, which means this is 1, this is 5. This is the 5th digit now, because it begins 2-4. These both begin 2-5. So these are not 5s. And in fact, look, we knew that anyway. No, it doesn't matter. Oh, the Sudoku. We might as well do Sudoku. We have to. This is a 3. So I've done the... Oh, you know what? I've done the thing. I've done the thingy. The technical term for the 5x5. So in theory now, well, I mean, I think in practice I'm going to do this. I could go round the grid and write all the numbers in, just based off their sizes. So, right, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have to decide which of these is 7 and which is 8. And they both begin 2-5, but 2-5-3 is bigger than 2-5-1. So that's 7, that's 8. Now we should look at the 3 numbers. So we've got a 3-1 there. Yeah, this is the smallest 3 number. That's interesting because that's gonna go and join up with that 9. I presume it can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. That's going to work. Now we've got a 3-5 number and another 3-5 number. So this is the 3-4 number. So this number is the 10 number, which I'm actually going to do it my sort of hybrid way rather than writing a 0 in here, because I think what we should do is I need to know that's a 10 size region. It's got to, it's got to reach that size. So I don't want to just fill in a 0 here and assume I know it's a 10 size region. Now this is 3-5-4 and that's 3-5-2. So this is now region 11, and this is region 12. And now we should go to the 4 numbers. There's a 4-1 number there. Oh, there's another 4. Oh, this is the smallest. That's a 4-1-2. That is the smallest. So 13 is this one. 14 is this one. And then we've got 4-3-2 versus 4-3-1. So this is 15. And this is 16. And then we should just be dealing with the 5s now. I've got 5 in the corner. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks very small. Yeah, that's the smallest. So this is 17. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is a max, isn't it? I could have written that in straight away. It's the opposite of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the biggest number in the puzzle. And then we're comparing this number, 5, 3, 1, 4, with 5. This is bigger. And it's bigger than that. Right, so this is 19. And this is 18. And that is... Well, apart from there's a 1 somewhere in this puzzle, we might as well actually get rid of our purplification now. It's a little bit of a shock to the system. Oh, in fact, maybe I'll leave the 1 there as purple. Maybe that's a sensible thing to do. Because all of these are different regions, and yeah, well, they all have to grow apart from this one. What's that joining to? This cell can't be a 1 because it's next to a 1. So, but that has to oh, it's going to join to the 10, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's probably going to join to the 10. If it doesn't join to the 10, it has to join to something emanating from the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, see that 5 has to get out. Everything has to get out now. This has to get out. Let's make that red. This has to get out. That one doesn't have to get out because it could go to the east. The red has to grow. This is an 11 region. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, so this thing doesn't join to the 11, but there are some massive regions over it. There's like a 19 region. Could that be a 19? I'm not sure. It would trap in all of this stuff. If it's 19. If it's 19, actually we can get a count. We can tell whether this is at least in theory possible. Because what we can do... Yeah, if this cell was part of the 19, which would be this one, you can see that to get from the orange cell here to the orange cell here, we're going to have to come round like that, because the blue is going to have to stay to the left of the 19. It's going to get trapped in. So if we did it so what we're asking in effect, and it might be fine because the 19 might be able to wander off over here, but I'm just wondering if that space is enough for what we know. Actually, I don't really know how to think about this, so let me just mull this over. I'm sorry, this is probably obvious to everybody else. What's the size of that region I've just drawn in? It's 5 deep here, so the rectangle is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 55 plus another, well, so we're 55 plus 5 is 60. So those plus this great big rectangle is 60's worth of digits. And no other, if this yellow orange did link to that orange, no other region could get in there other than this 10, this 5, this 11, and this 14, and the 19, of course. And they would have to be, and the 4, they would have to be sufficient to add up to 60. And 11 plus 19 is 30. 30 plus 9 is 39, plus 14 is 53. 63 with the 10 there. 63, is that, what was the number I wanted? No, that's enough, isn't it? I think I was only going for 60. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 by 5. So that's that rectangle is 55 plus those 5, 60. So I think it's okay. 30, 44, 53, 63. Yeah, so you can do it, and actually you would have a little bit left over. So, So I don't think I know what this is, but that might be wrong. There might be a way to tell, but I think it could possibly join this. I tell you what I haven't thought about, though, which might need thinking about, is I haven't thought about these dominoes, because we know they've got different numbers on both sides of them. So somehow or other, I mean, the 5, for example, can't reach these dominoes. The 10 could. The 11 presumably can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's quite difficult. 10. I don't think the 11 can get to this one. That might be wrong. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it can't. So what gets to this one? Is it the 14 then? Or is it the 19? I suppose it's the 19 if it comes across. 6. The 19's big enough, isn't it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh! Hang on! Okay, so although the Wow! The 19 can't get to this. Not because the space is not available to allow it to, but because it's forced into the top row. If the 19, if these two orange cells are both part of the same region, the point is that this 19 has to get to the top of the grid in order to get its way across, because the blue region will have to go up here. There's no way that the blue region can sort of wander over here and then the 19 can do some sort of massive loop over. The blue is going to go like that, and then the orange is going to do something like this. But now what is the smallest number of cells we can join these two together with? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can't do it. Right. I didn't realise this, obviously. So what does this mean? Well, now we've got to ask the question again. What does this join with then? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not the 14, it's not the 11, it's not the 19. The 20 can't possibly, if the 19 doesn't work, the 20's got further to go. So that's not going to be work. So this cell is part of the 10. It's the only way you can join those up. Now, here's but we could do this is annoying. This is so annoying. Because what I was going to say now is that the 10 has to be that shape. Because I was going to say it has to hug the boundary. But that's not right, because you could have a 1, couldn't you? I mean, the 10 has to get out. It's true that those are all 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so it could do that. But what I'm thinking about. Oh, this is why this is here. Right. Oh, this is important. Right. Hang on. I'm going to change tack a bit. I'm going to start drawing boundaries in all of these cages, just to make it very clear that they have to be part of different regions. Because let's come back up here, and let's imagine that we're going to try to connect these grey cells together without making it this shape. How could we do that? So how could we insert a 1 region along this boundary? And it would have to be the 1 region, because nothing else can reach this boundary. Imagine we got the 11 to this edge. Well, then this 10 can't connect to that cell. There's a wall of 11 in the way. So the only way that this 10 doesn't hug the boundary is if there is a 1 intermediated along this boundary. But where are we putting the 1? The only place you could put it would be here. Because anywhere else, you're going to have to sort of loop around it. And so say what I mean, I'm not being very clear, but I can see that if I did put the 1 here, then the 10 would have to look like that, and it wouldn't be of size 10. It would, because to get around this, it costs too many cells. But that is not true if you were to put the 1 here in the corner. Now ignoring this cage, you could do it. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would work perfectly like that. But you can't do it because of this lovely little cage here, which has to have 2 different numbers in it. So this is not right. So in fact, what we're able to say now is that the way that the 10 cage works is like that, and that is forced. And that's I'm going to allow myself the pleasure of doing that for the units digit. So what is this one going to be? Right, so if the green, this is a 5 region, so it could do that. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's not part of the 11, it can't reach it. 14, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 14 can't reach it. And what do you bet the 19? The 19 probably can reach it. Or is it the same as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, the 19 can reach it. So this is either part of the 19 or it is the 1. I'd love it to be the 1. Because if it was the 1, I wouldn't have to worry about the 1 anywhere else. And that would feel like a breath. That would feel like a big relief. Okay, but the calculus hasn't changed, has it, in terms of the way that so if that was part of the 19 would look something like that, which I think is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 18's worth of cells would absolutely be required of the 19 to be in this portion of the grid. And then you'd have a 4 by 8 rectangle of 32 left that would have to be filled with the other shapes. Well, hang on, that doesn't work at all. 25, 30, 34. That doesn't work. You can't do this. Right. So the calculus does change. If you are going to try to make this orange, i.e. part of the 19, then you're going to have to loop around this 14. And the most efficient way you could do that would be to do this, which requires you to use all but the entirety of your orange allocation. You've got one spare. But now you've got to cram into this rectangle, which is 32 large, maximum. That's assuming you don't take another orange. It's 34's worth of digits. Well, you can't do that. So what that's going to force you to do, if you want to try and make this orange, you're going to have to spill out. 2 of these cells at least are going to have to sort of push over here in order that you can provide 34's worth of space for them. And that's going to cost you too much in terms of the orange. So let's just check I'm right about that. So if we were to say, have I got the maths wrong? That is 34. That's 34. So now, by squeezing out the 14, the 11, the 5, and the 4, we could have squeezed them out like that, but that's going to cost more. To ring that for orange would cost even more cells than just to ring this shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. God, it's really close, but it doesn't work because that is a 9-cell stretch, and that's going to cost you 20. Wow. Well, I mean, this is huge though, isn't it? Because what this means is that this cell is a 1. It can't be anything else. And therefore, what? I don't know what that means. Beyond the fact it probably means that's part of the 19. I've got a bad feeling I should have started looking at this somewhere else, although I have to say, no, getting the 1, that must be an important point. That must be. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this is all still incredibly challenging, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But that's going to be wrong because we've not got enough space left. Yeah. I'm trying to think about how to explain this properly. It's tricky to explain this properly. But I think what's going to happen now is that this is part of the 19. The 19 is going to sort of loop over the top like this. These digits are going to be responsible, they're still responsible for 34's worth of space, which there isn't once this is the 19. So they're going to squeeze out a bit, probably there actually. I'm not sure, but I think that will just allow enough space for the 19 to do something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, something like that, I think. I think that's what we're being asked to do. But having said that, how do we prove it? How do we prove it? If the 19 is not involved in this domino, then the 11 and the 14 are involved in this domino. And the 11, to reach that domino, can't reach the far side of it, can't reach the western cell of this domino. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it can't. So this would have to be a red digit, and this would have to be a blue digit, if we're claiming the 19 has no part to play. But now we're going to get ourselves into a pickle, because even if I cram the 5 in and I keep the red as efficient as possible, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I've got 2 more cells of red to fill in, which means I can't get to this cell with red, because although I could do that, I'll isolate a cell. So this cell would have to be blue. It would have to be the 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that doesn't work. So the way to see this is to consider whether this domino cannot involve the 19. Now, once it does involve the 19, we have to think about how we're getting, obviously the 14 is trapped in by the 19 looping over it. So we've got something like this pattern going on now. So everything at the top of the grid has to be 19, because otherwise there will be a wall preventing this cell from being 19, which it needs to be. Nothing else can reach that cell. So this is the basic pattern that must be going on. Now we know, but we're still got ourselves into a little bit of a pickle here, though, haven't we? In the sense that we know this isn't enough room for the 14, 11, 5 and 4. They have to spill out, even if they included that one as well. That's 33 cells. It's a 4x8 rectangle plus 1, so that's 33 cells. Yet we know that 4 plus 5 plus 11 plus 14 is 34. So this blue thing has to come into this column, which means the orange is going to have to loop round it. So the orange is going to have to come down here, loop round something in these cells, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, and this is still all going to be required to work. Well, I think we can. The 5 must be like this. Because it's a packing problem now, effectively. The red is going to have to hug this boundary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Can the 19 get? Maybe that's the question. What can get to whatever this cell here? I'll try and turn it on and off. This one. What can get to that cell? I think the 19 might be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although, no, hang on. The 19 has to loop round at least a 1 cell piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, it can't. This cell is not allowed to be part orange. So it must be red. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If it was blue, there's not enough space for red. So that's definitely red. So red comes out and hugs the boundary like this, which means this cell has to be orange. And now 11 is finished, and we can't have the same colour in this domino, so that's all blue. And we're approximately getting this figured out, aren't we? We certainly haven't done it yet, but we are sort of building up a picture of what it must look like. Ah, that's the most dreadful piece of hieroglyphic building. Okay, so it's something like this. But I don't quite know how this final bit fits in. We've got... Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And how many of the 14 have we had? 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. Oh, we've got 2 more to go. So does it have to pack efficiently? Or could we have like a spike coming out? I think the spike is going to break it. It's going to make the... it's costing too many cells, I'm sure, in terms of how long the 19 has to be. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Way too much. So the 14 does do that. That's how the 19 must look. Let's double check the length of it. 6, 10, and that's a 9-cell string. Yeah, that works. So okay, so we can fill this in with 9s. We can fill this in with 4s for the 14. We can fill these in with 1s. Oh, it looks like it's wrong there, but it shouldn't be. It should be logical. The 19 is forced. What on earth is that thing? That's probably the 20, isn't it? That's got to be a whopping great region. The 9 hasn't got much. Oh, the 9 has to be efficient, does it? That might be an important point. Can the 9 go for wandering? 5, 6, 7. No. Okay, the 9 has to be efficient. What do I mean by that? I mean that to connect these 9s together orthogonally, you can't have a bad movement. So, for example, if this decides to go east for some reason, you couldn't then connect these up within 9 cells. So everything connecting this from this position, I suppose, is either moving west or south. Now, that still means there's lots of different patterns that are possible, but we have to be efficient. So the 20 is going to start to come out. The 9 has to be efficient, so it has to do this. And then the 16 is going to start making its way out. The 7 is going to start making its way out. Which is possibly interesting. Okay, so one question we could think about, I think this is reasonable, is what numbers are we putting into this little triumvirate here? Now you might say you could put a 7 in there, Simon. I don't think you can. Because if you do put the 7 in there, the only way of doing it would be to be as efficient as possible and to add those in. But now the 16 is trapped. And nothing else down here is big enough, is it? 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, it's just not. You have to leave enough room for the 7 to grow, let alone the 16. Right. So this is beautiful, because now we know that nothing can get to these cells apart from the 16, the 9 and the 20 region. But we know more than that, I think. No, I'm wrong. I was going to allege, and I'm wrong, that they have to retain their order. I don't actually think they do, because the 20 could be so long it could probably loop round the top and rejoin. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on, no. Well, hang on, what gets up here then? Yeah, this is it. This is it. Because now this is a barrier. This is made up of one of these is a 9, one of these is a 20, and one of these is a 16. So this entire top region of the grid is only filled with those numbers. But the 9 is efficient. So it's not got any part to play in these. This domino in the very top right is made up of a 20 and a 16, and they must be, that must be the 20 and that must be the 16, because if they were the other way round, the 20 would connect somehow to the right hand side and the 16 couldn't get out. So now we know that that is also 20, and the 20 is doing all of these cells, because otherwise there's a wall that's going to be a problem. Now the 16 has to get out to this side, because we know the 9 must be efficient. So now the 20 can't loop over the top of the 9. That's what this domino is here for. It's really clever, isn't it? So that means that this has to be the 16, this has to be the 9, and this has to be the 20. Yeah, that is totally correct. That is totally correct. So the way, right, to keep the 9 efficient, we have to do that. If the 9 gets finished, oh, that's so clever. Gosh. Right. So the 9 has to do that. The 20 has to come down here. Sorry, the 16, I think this is. There can't be anything in its path, otherwise there's a problem. Now, how much space has this 20 now got? So this is, that's 18, 19, 20, 21. Right, so the purple has to come in here, otherwise it's going to take, because this is all either purple or green, isn't it? And now this region, I think, is going to be 17 plus the extra 3 gets us to 20. So I think it's got to look like that. I don't think there's any choice about it. Now that means that these cells are all zeros for the 20. These cells, the 16 isn't finished yet, but I will just pop those in and then we can do a count. Right, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bother. Okay, but we've gone into a cage here, so we can't go into this cage again. The 7's come out a little bit. So one of these is a 6, but I don't think I know which one. If it was this one, the 7 would dip down. If it's this one, the 7 could go there. This is where we're going to discover that I should have started over here. That could well be true. Oh, my phone's buzzing. Why is it doing that? What's the matter? No, that's okay. That's not important. Right. Golly, so can I make that 9? That looks extremely probable. We've got a lot of real estate though down here in the southeast of the grid, haven't we? There's a lot of white cells and not a lot of very large regions to fill them. We've got sort of 7, possibly an 8, a 3 and a 2 and a 9. But this is a massive amount of space. Let's just do a quick recce on this rectangle. A recce on a rectangle. So how big is that area? That is a 6 by 7. That's 42 cells. But Yeah, I mean, that's a massive area. It's 42 cells. I've got one digit from the 16 region that's got to spill out. I've got a 7 region, a 3 and a 2 region, and possibly a 9 region, and possibly an 8 region. Okay, let's add those to that region. So what's that region now? That's 42 plus another, that's 52. That's 52 that can be filled with a 1 from the 16, one cell from the 16 region, a 9, that's 10, a 7 and a 3, that's another 10, 20, an 8 and a 2, that's 30. What else? What else? Have I missed something? What did I say? 52? I've only got 30's worth of digits. I missed something there. I mean, obviously I can get other regions into the right-hand side. Well, I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, okay, hang on. The 8 region has to grow a little bit. Let's just grow it. So the 13 region has to grow. That region's got to grow. So in terms of this sort of area of the grid that I was wondering how we were going to fill, which is these cells, I can't actually just put all 13 into these cells. I could put 10 of the 13 region into that region, which is going to get me up to 40 of my 52. So the 18 region is also going to have to come in. Hang on, what did we say? 40. So I still need 12 from the 18 region, or possibly from the 10 region as well. And in terms of the 18 region, to get to this portion of the grid that I've outlined here, I'm going to take 5 cells at least to get there. So I could only put 13 in. That would get me up high enough, just. So basically, yeah, the 13 and the 18, I think, are going to have to live a lot of their lives in the southeast on holiday. But that doesn't look impossible, does it? It certainly doesn't look impossible. No, okay, so this doesn't feel very easy to do at all. Or maybe the point of that is that this part of the grid then is tricky to fill. Oh, well, hang on, let's just work that out then. So we've got a massive rectangle here. How big's that? That's 6 by 8, that's 48. But I can't take too much from like the 18 and the 13 regions. I've got, what did I say, 48. I suppose if I add that in, I've got 53. And then I've got 32, 42, 54. So it's very, very nearly correct, isn't it? So maybe, yeah, I'm wondering if the idea here then is because I know that the 13 and the 18 are going to have to spend a lot of their holidays down here. What they're not doing, or certainly not the 18 isn't going over here to this domino, which it could otherwise have done. It's so big it could easily have gone there. But we know if it went there, there's no way you can fill the right-hand side of the grid. Because the 18, of course, in getting to cells like this, is going to create a wall preventing the 10s and the 12s from coming over here. So, right. So that being the case, I think we've got 32 of cells here. I mean, there's no way this isn't part of the 17. If we try and pack the 17 as efficiently as possible, no, that's not even going to work, is it? It's nonsense. You can't do it. There's just no way. Something like this is what you'd have to do, and it just is absolute nonsense. This is all part of the 17. I think that's going to have to be the 15. I'm not absolutely sure about that. But the 15 is going to have to get out, because the 12 is obviously a real thing. And now you're going to have to put... I mean, if you're going to try and claim that's the 12, you can't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It would be that. And there's not 32 of space there to fill the 17 and the 15. So this is definitely the 15. And again, it feels like a packing problem. If we pack that that's as efficient as I could make the 17 by making a block. Now, if we did that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right, that's what it looks like. So the 17 has to look exactly like this. Because if we decided, for example, we wanted to be a little more avant-garde, then, and you introduce an extra nodule, that nodule will cost you too much to get round for the 15. Let's convince ourselves that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It instantly breaks. We have to be efficient with the 17, perfectly efficient with the 15. Let's fill the 15 in. Fill the 17 in. Whoops. I can see actually as well, as I'm doing this, I can see how people could do this quickly. I think it's a little harder to do it quickly if you're trying to be exceptionally rigorous about everything, because you can't, you sort of have to, I can feel that this is forced, but actually explaining it takes a few extra seconds. So this is now, let's make that red. The 12 is definitely coming down here. The red's coming down here. The purple is now coming down here. So everything's sort of coming down the grid. So this cell's got to be blue. The red can't get there. So the blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've got 10 of blue. So the blue... I've got 10 of blue. I've got 2 more of blue, but I can't isolate cells. So, I mean, you can't take these cells because nothing could get... You've got to just take the corner cells, and then red's going to have to do this, which means this is completing the 10. The 18 is now coming down here. The 13 is coming down here. The 8 is coming across here. The 2 here that we've neglected appallingly, really, now has to be exactly that shape. And we can start sketching in some of these other regions. Actually, we can do a lot, can't we? Because the 12 region is now absolutely forced, so we can fill in those with 2s. The 10 region is absolutely forced. What's this? Ooh. Oh, that's 9. Oh, goodness me, I thought I'd broken it. No, that's okay, because the 18 has taken this top cell. So this bottom cell of this cage can't also be an 18. And we can't put 18 here and then have the 13 loop around it. That's just not going to work. But that is 9 cells of beauty there running along the bottom. So that's how we get unstuck there. Let's put that region in. So now the 18 has to... Well, what gets that then? Is that going to be the 18? That would be great, because it would have to do a massive loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, nothing can get to that. The 7 can't get there, because it will isolate this. Oh no, that could be... No, the 7 can't get there, because it would isolate this cell, which can't be a 6, because the 6 has already appeared in this cage. Oh, the 3. The 3 is done. Didn't see that. But that's a nice little treat. Ah, so the 7 extends this way, and now the 6 must go there to complete the 16. So the 7 grows. And I think that had to be... I said that was... Oh, that's purple. That's annoying. I'll have to change the colour. Let's make that colour then. So I think all of those are now part of the 18, but I don't know what's left over. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, nothing is left over. So that's completely perfect. This is a 2. These are all 8. These are all 3, and the 3 has to keep growing, but it's a 13 region, so it doesn't matter if it bumps into that, although I don't actually think it's going to be able to. So the 13's got to come down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 9. It's still got 4 more to go. What gets to there then? That's got to be the 7. Nothing else can reach it. So the 7 is finished. Oh, so the 7 can't get this cell. That's going to have to be an 8. And now this has to be the 13. There's no other regions left. But the 8 hasn't finished. So the way it finishes is that becomes an 8, and those become the 13, the extra 4 cells that we needed. And that, once I've done my delineations, is how to solve a rather spectacular fillomino full rank Sudoku thing that mathguy_12 has created rather brilliantly. Is that right? I might have oh, it is right. I was going to say what I might have done is to messed up the units digit. 16 solves only in 10 days actually, so it's been around for a little bit. But isn't that spectacularly clever? That I think that's brilliant. And look at the sort of spiral shape that we've managed to do from emanating things out from the central. We've sort of built a big flower or a windmill in the grid. That's lovely, isn't it? What a spectacular puzzle. I loved it. It's taken me a bit longer than I was hoping, after somebody said, oh, it only took me 20 minutes or something in the comments on Logic Masters. But I did get through it. I think it was logical. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.